The quiet hum of the evening air did little to settle the heavy atmosphere inside the dimly lit study, where the remnants of a once celebrated partnership lay scattered across a mahogany desk. For months, the public had feasted on rumors, headlines, and speculative whispers regarding Yafei and Meng Na, turning what was once a deeply private bond into a public spectacle. Every headline seemed to exaggerate a truth that few truly understood, painting caricatures of two individuals who had simply grown apart under the crushing weight of their respective worlds. Yet, beneath the sensationalized articles and the viral social media debates, a far more poignant reality had remained hidden from view, until now. To understand the sudden fracture between Yafei and Meng Na, one must first look back at the relentless momentum of their individual careers, which had begun to pull them in diametrically opposed directions. When they first crossed paths in the fast-paced, high-pressure environment of the entertainment industry, they found an immediate sanctuary in one another, sharing a mutual understanding of the unique isolation that accompanied fame. Their connection was built on quiet late-night conversations, shared dreams of creative freedom, and an unspoken promise to shield each other from the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. In those early days, the noise of the outside world felt entirely manageable as long as they had each other to anchor their lives. However, the very industry that brought them together soon began to act as a wedge, subtly eroding the foundation they had worked so hard to build. Success, in all its demanding glory, rarely accommodates balance. Instead, it demands total submission, swallowing time, energy, and emotional reserves until little is left for personal life. As Yafei secured increasingly demanding roles that required months of grueling on-location shooting, Meng Na found herself facing parallel pressures, headlining major projects that kept her perpetually airborne. The physical distance between them grew not merely in miles, but in the experiential gap that slowly opened up in their daily lives, turning spontaneous warmth into scheduled check-ins. Communication, once effortless and intuitive, began to feel like a logistical challenge rather than a natural extension of their affection. Time zones shifted, schedules conflicted, and the simple joy of sharing a quiet meal became an elusive luxury that neither could afford with any regularity. When they did manage to reunite, the precious hours were often overshadowed by exhaustion and the unspoken pressure to make the limited time count, draining the spontaneity out of their interactions. Slowly, the shared sanctuary they had built began to feel more like a fragile glass house, constantly trembling under the vibrations of their respective professional ambitions. The breaking point did not arrive with a dramatic confrontation, a sudden betrayal, or a scandalous revelation that the tabloids so eagerly hunted for. Instead, it crept in quietly through a series of missed moments, unreturned calls, and a gradual realization that they were becoming parallel lines running endlessly in the same direction without ever intersecting. They had both changed immensely since they first met, shaped by the harsh realities of public life and the grueling demands of their craft, and the versions of themselves that now faced one another were no longer the people who had fallen in love. It became painfully apparent that staying together out of nostalgia or fear of public judgment would only diminish the profound respect they still held for one another. In the end, the decision to separate was born out of a mutual, albeit heartbreaking, recognition that holding on tighter was only causing more pain to both parties. They chose dignity over resentment, opting to step away while their shared history could still be remembered with fondness rather than bitterness. The real reason Yafei and Meng Na separated was not a lack of love, but rather the profound realization that love alone could not survive the impossible chasm carved by time, distance, and the relentless pursuit of their individual destinies. As they officially parted ways, they left behind the rumors and the noise, choosing instead to honor the genuine truth of what they once shared by gracefully letting each other go.